once upon a time there was a boy and a king. The king was really evil, evil guy, used to kill people, hurt them, and he wanted everyone to worship him, just like Pharaoh. Pharaoh told everyone that he's God and there's no Lord except for him. And he had a sorcerer who would do tricks for him, magic tricks and things like that. Because, I mean, you can't really have anyone worship you unless you can, show them you have some mysterious powers. And the sorcerer used to do that for him. So the sorcerer's getting old. He comes to the king. He's like, King, I'm getting old, going to die pretty soon. I need someone to teach these secret arts to, And he said, okay, who do you want? He said, I want a boy. So, to teach him. So the king finds a boy, brings in the boy, and starts teaching him these secret ways, these secret arts. Now, on the way to his job, this boy, who's learning from the sorcerer, is walking along, and he passes by a cave. He hears some stuff coming from it, and he finds out that there's a monk inside who's teaching about God, the glory of God, and, good things of that nature. He went inside and would sit with him for some time, and then would continue on to his work, which was learning from the evil sorcerer. And he did that for some time. He came late to the sorcerer. The sorcerer would beat him and say, where were you? He said, my family kept me. He'd go back home to his house, and his parents would say, where were you? Why are you so late? He said, well, the sorcerer kept me. And this would continue on. It so came to pass that one day there was a big beast, huge animal in the road, and it was blocking everyone from going by, a really vicious creature. And the boy goes along and he sees this thing and he's like, he starts pondering. He's like, I've been learning from both of these sources, the sorcerer and the monk, trying to find out what's the right path. And I think I'm going to ask God now for a miracle. So he picks up a stone, and he's like, if the path of following the monk is correct, then kill this large beast and save all the people from him. So he throws the stone, he kills this animal dies, everyone's so surprised, whoa, crazy. He goes and he tells the monk. The monk is like, what you've been shown today is something huge, something really great. What you've seen here is a huge miracle. So expect to be tested. Expect to be tested. That's something we know as Muslims. If we receive good things or bad things, we should know that in this life, this is a test. We're not here just for fun and games. Though we can certainly play lots of games and have lots of fun, there is times for worship and there are times to ponder about why we're experiencing certain things in our lives. So anyway, the boy starts to heal people and do good works and say that this is in the name of God. In the name of God, I heal you. And the person would be healed. He would be, a blind person come to him, born blind, healed. Leper come to him, he would be healed. Now, it so came to pass that the king had a blind servant. The blind servant heard about this stuff and he's like, whoa, man, I gotta go get saved, get my eyes back to normal again. So he goes to this guy, this boy, and gives him a whole bunch of gifts and said, please, in your name, heal me, heal me. The boy said, I can do nothing. I can't do anything from myself. It's only God who heals. If you believe in God and believe there's no one worthy of worship except for God, He'll heal you. Boom, the guy was healed immediately. And he went out. He came back to the king, the regular job. And the king saw the way he walked in and he sat down and he's surprised. This guy's blind. How can he do that so easily? And he said, who gave you back your sight? How is this? He said, God gave me back my sight. He said, excuse me? I am your Lord. I didn't give you your sight. What are you talking about? He said, no, God who created everything, He gave me back my sight. And so the king grabbed him and said, who gave you this? Who told you this? He said, a boy. Well, actually, he didn't say that first. He was tortured. Skipping ahead of the story here. So the guy was tortured. He gives out the name of the boy, says where he is. He goes and gets the boy. Grabs the boy. Now the boy remembers the monk said, don't tell the king. The king is really evil. Don't tell him that you're learning stuff from me. So why did the monk do this? Not out of being a coward, but maybe this guy is teaching many people. And so he cannot be someone who can be lost. Maybe he's teaching hundreds of people, basic knowledge and things of that nature, right? So basically, they took the boy after they got him and started torturing him. And under duress, under some time, he gave up the name of the monk. They took the monk in and they said, give up your religion. You're teaching this stuff. And we're going to kill you if you don't. He's like, I'm not giving it up. There's only God worship. You guys are really evil. You're bad. Not doing it. They took a saw to his head. They chopped him right in half, right down the middle. And he died that way. And he was a martyr. So the boy was still there. He said, give up your religion, boy. Stop teaching what you're doing, or we're going to kill you. He's like, no, I'm not going to give it up. He says, oh, okay, guards, come in and grab the guy, bring him to a mountain and throw him off. He goes up the mountain, and he says, oh God, please save me from this in any way that you wish. Mountain starts to shake, everyone falls off and dies. Boy comes back to the king. King is like, hey, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead. He's like, no, didn't work, can't kill me. Like, whatever. Okay, guards, you take him out in a boat and throw him in the water. Grab the boy, bring in a boat. He's going out in the water, and he's like, oh God, please, in any way that you can, save me, save me. And God did just that. Storm came on, boat tipped over, everyone drowned except for the boy. Boy made it safely back to shore and went back to the king. And he's like, whoa, what are you doing here, man? What are you here for? You're supposed to be dead. How did you make it back? He's like, you'll never be able to kill me unless you do exactly what I say. It's like, all right, tell me. I'm going to kill you then. He said, bring me in front of all the people and tell them, in the name of God, in the name of God of the boy, and then kill me. Don't kill me in your name. Don't kill me in anyone's name. Kill me in the name of whom there is no other. In God's name. And then kill me. I said, okay, whatever. Took him in front of all the people. Took everyone there. Tied him down. Took a bow and arrow and said, in the name of God. In the name of the God of the boy. Shot the arrow. Killed him. Loud enough so everyone could hear. The boy died. He was a martyr. Everyone's looking on. And they're saying, hey, even the king is saying that there is no God worthy of worship except, the God of the boy. The God who's above heaven. The great creator. So the news starts spreading around. And the king is like, oh no. Someone comes and says, the worst thing has happened. Your worst fears. Everyone believes in God now and not you. He's like, oh no. So he digs all these ditches, starts burning everyone alive. There was a woman who came with her child, carrying her child, and she's hesitant. How can she jump in with her baby, And God inspired the baby to say, jump in. You're on the right path. This is the truth. And she took that as a miracle. She jumped in and she died. She didn't change her religion. And all these other people died. Why am I talking about this story? Because this story, or an explanation of this, is found in Surah Buruj. Now, we're going to read that, inshallah, shortly with a brother of mine, Abdurrahman, and I'm going to go over the English translation. I hope you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be very entertaining.